Okay, I'm gonna try something a little longer. I don't want to go too long today, but there's a lot to say. So I'm at my favorite walking place. Check this out. We got, I don't know, are those Canadian geese? I think so. Or are they ducks? I honestly don't know. They sound like geese though. They're all hanging out at the reservoir. It's now unfrozen. Yeah, look at that big old goose. Anyway, today I want to talk about AMD and Nvidia. I'm gonna walk while I talk though, because this is my walking channel, if that's not clear. I don't work for Nvidia despite the jacket. This jacket is 11 years old. I got it at an Nvidia event in 2014, the Maxwell event, if you're wondering. So yeah, I've been doing this a while. AMD though. Well, let's start with Nvidia quickly. Nvidia just announced earnings yesterday, and if I have my numbers right, their earnings were $130 billion. Now, to put that in perspective, it wasn't that long ago that Nvidia was like 1/10 of that for the year. And when I say not long ago, I'm not talking like last year or 3 years ago, but I don't know, a decade ago, maybe less. They've made a ton of money, and I gotta switch hands here. Most of that money was made off of AI data center stuff, right? So what does that mean for graphics cards? Well, if you were hoping they would produce more consumer GPUs and bring prices down, yesterday's announcement of earnings isn't gonna make things look better. I've said it before, when you're selling data center GPUs at, I don't know, 50K, 100K a pop, their NV72L Blackwell B200 setup with 72 GPUs and 144 dies and 36 CPUs, Grace CPUs. I don't think it costs $3 million, despite all the statements to that effect that you find on the internet. They're making a ton of money, and they're not making it on GPUs for gaming anymore. In fact, their gaming revenue was down last quarter, but that's not surprising, because guess what? They didn't launch any new GPUs last quarter. The prior GPUs that they launched were last January, over a year ago now. So everyone wanted them to launch GPUs last quarter, and they didn't because of Blackwell B200. So there were shortages, which leads me to AMD. AMD is not in a different spot than Nvidia. We can throw Intel in there as well. Intel's Arc B580 launched in December with an MSRP of $249 and immediately sold out. And you can buy them now, kind of, but they're $100 more than the supposed launch price. So that's the budget range. And there's still RTX 4060 cards and RX 7600, 7600 XT cards that are available pretty much at MSRP. So Blackwell B580 was generally a bit faster than those, had more memory than, well, it had more memory bandwidth too. So it sells for $100 over its suggested price or more. And the Battle Mage chips from Intel are made on TSMC 5 nanometer. And the Nvidia Ada Lovelace and Hopper and Blackwell RTX chips are all made on TSMC 4N, which is basically a variant of 5 nanometer. And the data center Blackwell B200s are made on TSMC N4P, which is a variant of 5 nanometer. They're all using the same equipment. And AMD's Zen 5s are using for the CPU chiplets TSMC 5 nanometer. And now we have AMD RDNA 4, which is using TSMC 5 nanometer. Do you see the pattern here? Everything current is using TSMC 5 nanometer class technology. It's all the same production lines. There's only so many wafers. And consumer stuff got delayed. Data center stuff took priority. The consumer GPUs all sold out. Though I looked at RX 7700 XT prices yesterday, and I say that because that was one of the few cards that was somewhat close to MSRP. And the cheapest one I found on PC Part Picker and Newegg and Amazon was $531. That card was selling for $350 to $400 over Black Friday time period, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. So prices on that have shot up almost $200 not because there's a huge demand for it, but because there's a zero supply for it, as far as I can tell. Like, they're done making RDNA 3 chips, AMD is. And so all the cards are basically drying up, which means with a very limited supply, if there's even a slight demand, which there is, the prices go up. Enter RDNA 4. I think AMD is going to target prices below $700 with their MSRPs, but they're not going to do any better than Nvidia's RTX 5070 Ti, 5080, 5090, and the upcoming 5070. They're all going to sell out because there's all these people wanting to buy new GPUs and there's no supply. So there was a Micro Center. You could say they leaked the price or they accidentally posted it. Some people are saying, oh, those are only placeholder prices. I don't think so. I mean, some of them probably, yes, because some of the 9070 XT cards were listed at like $1,000, but some of the 5070 Ti cards were listed at like $1,000, $1,100, stupid prices based on the $749 MSRP. And the card manufacturers and the retailers, they're not idiots. They know there's a massive bottleneck on supply right now. So whatever number of GPUs they get, whether it's 100, 1,000, 10,000, they're going to sell them. So why not sell them for $100 or $200 more? That's what we're facing right now. Which means when RX 9070 XT comes out, let's say the base MSRP that AMD gives is $649 or even $699. If it's close to a 5070 Ti, and it probably should be, because AMD was targeting a 4070 Ti, 4070 Ti Super maybe, and the 5070 Ti isn't this huge step up over those, unless you count multi-frame generation. So they come out with this, and if they were assuming that 5070 Ti would be 30% faster, and it's only 15% faster, I think that's what my numbers showed. Well, AMD may be a lot closer to the 5070 Ti performance than they were expecting to be. And that's partly why I think Nvidia set the price at $749. And if it had launched last December or November, maybe it wouldn't have been a problem. But there wasn't supply. There was other issues. They were making data center GPUs so they can make $130 billion. All of this stuff happens, and lo and behold, the prices go up. And we've also got the tariffs coming, 10% potentially added on. If if the tariffs had 10%, everyone else down the chain is going to add 15 to 20%. That's my thought. So, yeah, exciting, right? No. It's unfortunate. These things will correct in time, but where will they correct to? Where will the prices finally land? It's not like cryptocurrency mining from 2020, 2021, where we had this special class of use that was buying as many GPUs as they could and using them for mining rather than gaming and creating shortages that way. It's like the demand for consumer GPUs hasn't really increased. The supply has just decreased, and the supply has decreased because they're selling all these data center GPUs and using the manufacturing capacity to make those instead. And that will hit AMD just like it hit Nvidia and just like it even hit Intel. I kind of wonder, Intel could be our savior here in some level. Like, this is a hard thing. Intel's Arc Battle Mage isn't bad, but it's not massively fast. It competes with the 4060. It loses to the 4060 Ti. Yes, even the 8GB 4060 Ti, it generally loses. So, sorry, switching hands. So yeah, there's the potential for Intel to be the one that gives us a steady supply of GPUs. But I don't know that they've got the capacity at TSMC to do any better than Nvidia or AMD. So that's it. I've done my walking. We're doing a really long video today. Bouncing video. It's just me rambling. I'm a GPU reviewer. This is my exercise walking channel. So, hi dogs. And again, yes, I'm wearing an Nvidia jacket that I got at a trade show, not trade show, but an event 11 years ago. I don't work for Nvidia. If you don't know me and you just stumble on my channel, you can probably figure out who I am. This isn't my like GPU reviewing channel. This is my personal musing on life channel and whatever else. So don't take that Nvidia jacket as anything other than a gift that everyone at the event got. Golly, it's hard to walk and talk and chew gum, and I'm all out of gum. Prices on 9070 XT. Short term, don't be surprised if they push into the $900,000 range, because what else are you going to buy? 7900 XT, look at the prices on those. Last time I checked, which was yesterday, I think I saw one card for $900 that was sold out, and it wasn't from Amazon or Newegg itself. It was like a third-party listing, because that's all that's left. 7900 XTX, they're going for like $1,400. 7900 GRE, I've seen people trying to sell theirs for $1,000 or more. So, if the previous generation is all sold out and prices are jacked up to kingdom come, sky high, what's going to happen with the incoming RDNA 4? They're not going to keep prices down in the short term. I hope prices can get down by maybe June, July timeframe. We'll see. That's it. Thanks for watching. Signing off.